In this problem, we want to factor completely if possible. If not possible, write not factorable. So we got 12y to the third plus 15y squared minus 4y minus 5. And let's review our factoring techniques. First one is GCF. That stands for greatest common factor. You always try to do that in every problem. Then our next one is grouping, and this is where you got 4 or more terms. Our third one is the PSD, and that's when you got the form x squared plus bx plus c. Then our fourth one is key number, and that's when you got the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Our fifth one is dots, and that's difference of two squares, and that's when you got two terms with a minus between them. Our sixth one is the difference of two cubes, and that's where you got two terms with a minus between them. And our seventh one is the sum of two cubes, and that's where you got two terms with a plus between them. Now you always try to do GCF, and from there, the form of it dictates which method to use. Okay. First method, GCF. As I look at them, all four terms have nothing in common. So we go down. Our next one says grouping is 4 more terms. Well, that fits. We got 4 more terms. So with grouping, we group the first two terms together, and we group the last two terms together. Now the GCF of the first group, they both have a 3 and a y squared in common. So you factor out GCF. 12 divided by 3 is 4y, plus 15 divided by 3 is 5, and those y squareds are gone. Now my second grouping here, they have nothing in common, but my first term is negative. Remember, we have a note for the GCF. It says if your first term is negative, you always factor out a negative. So I'll factor out a negative 1. And that gives us 4y plus 5. Now our goal was to get this parentheses the same as this parentheses, which they are. So I'll factor out a 4y plus 5. And to decide what goes in your second set of parentheses, you can now go up the previous line and cross out to 4y plus 5s. And what isn't crossed out is what goes in your second set of parentheses. So this will be 3y squared minus 1. And that's your answer.